Ladies and gentlemen, feminine spaces, the year is 2026. Since I've been in my pneumonia moment, you know what I've noticed since November of 2025? Read a room. People are talking about Thanksgiving and how some people are sharing the vastness of their environment and their capacity, and other people are complaining that they don't have the food to be able to feed their family and their friends for Thanksgiving. And they say, read a room. At Christmas time, people were showing their homes decorated for the holidays. They were showing us what they experienced in their life. And several people were freaking upset, saying they don't have the money to be able to buy their children and their families gifts and be able to decorate their houses like the people that they see on social media. The statement was, read a room. My question to you is, whose room are you reading? It's a hard question. It's a hurtful question. It's a being fully honest and accountable question for yourself. I'll give you an example about reading a room. 2026, June, I hit 200 pounds. Now I'm 5'10". I can carry it. 200 pounds, it doesn't matter. Do you know why I gained 30 pounds? Because my fantastic, most perfect weight is 170 pounds, 165 on the thinner end. But I've been 170 since, I don't know, I was 35, 30, like 30. It went from 60, 160, 165. Anyhow, you get the picture. In my late 40s, what happens to women? Menopause. I had it. I exercise every day. But you know what I was doing? Talk about reading a room. I took a hard look at myself and I had an honest conversation. I read my own room. And this is what I want to profess that we do moving forward in 2026. Read your own room. In my room, I saw, yes, a part of it, menopause, sure. A bigger part, when I read my own room, is I was eating 2,100 calories a day, when my body loves 1,800 calories a day. So even though I was exercising, I was eating more calories than I needed to. And do you know what happens every year? Because they say this about all people. Once you hit that 40s, 50s, you gain 7 pounds every year. And if you don't change what you're doing, the next year you're going to gain another 7 pounds, and then it's 14. And then the year after that, you're going to gain another 7 pounds, will put you at 21. So guess what happened over here, girl? That's right. Over 10 years, I went from 170 and I hit 200 pounds June of 2025. Girl, I read my room. I am on hormone replacement therapy. I'm doing all the things and exercising. You know, sometimes I'm eating a little too much, but hey, I became accountable and responsible for myself. I read my room. And do you know what's happened over the last 6 months? Systematically, 2 pounds. I weighed myself this morning. I'm at 182. 182? 181, because it was 181.5. So we're going to make it 181. I know. I have 11 more pounds to go before my birthday, which was my goal. From June 2025 until February 23rd, I will lose those 30 pounds and I will be at my 170 when I am 57 years old in February 23 of 2026. Now, you know what happens when you read a room for yourself, especially here at Feminine Spaces, because I'm going to challenge you this year, 2026. Feminine Spaces is all about sanctuary for women 40 plus who are interested in increasing their intuition, cultivating and curating, improving their relationship wisdom, their self-mastery, and conscious living, all through a feminine lens. So, what I watched in the middle of my pneumonia state, as y'all know, in January, I got pneumonia. Looking through social media, people are still complaining about how terrible their environment is because that person is wearing a cashmere sweater and they can't wear a cashmere sweater. So they're going to double down on that person that's wearing a cashmere sweater because they can't afford it. Here's the thing, and these are hard truths. And it's going to be difficult for some of you to hear, but I'm going to hold your hand because we're going to talk about it because it's part of being accountable and responsible by being honest with yourself. There are going to be people that have more resources than you do. There are going to be people that are more beautiful than you are. There are going to be people that are going to be thinner than you are. There are going to be people in this world that have a better job than you do, that have better relationships, that have better children, that live in better houses. It's a fact. There's no negotiating. There's no tearing down their house because it triggers you in some way. When we equalize the fact that some people are going to have a life better than you, the question is, in your own life, when we're talking about being accountable and responsible for ourselves and not victimizing our environment, the question is, what is it that you want to do in your house? When you're saying, read the room, whose room are you reading? Part of becoming accountable and responsible to ourselves, and this is a challenge that I'm putting not only for myself, but I'm doing it out here for my Feminine Spaces community, is becoming accountable and responsible for yourself. Your relationships aren't working the way you want. The one with your spouse, it's not working out the way you want. Instead of whining and complaining, how about we focus on understanding why it's not working? Not so much the why, because you know what the why is. The question is, the what are you going to do about it, and how are you going to get to the outcome that you want? In Feminine Spaces this year, I'm going to focus on my women 40 plus. And not only are we going to talk about why is this happening, but more important, we're going to focus on what can you do differently and how do you achieve your outcomes. So all of my content this year in 2026 and moving forward, unless you tell me something else you want to know about, is going to be focused on, here's the problem, what are you and I going to do about it, and how are we going to take the steps to achieve the outcome that we want. 2026, women, we create life. We create the environment around us. We have lived a life. Part of being accountable and responsible to ourselves is recognizing that everything that's in your environment, you have brought forth. Because you're either willingly participating in your life or your life is living you. So the question is, in 2026, as I am 11 pounds away from achieving my goal, because what I did is went, why? Oh my God, why have I gained these 30 pounds? And then went, oh, what can I do about losing the 30 pounds and attaining the goal weight that I want? So I went, what do I need to do and how do I do it? I continued exercising. I lowered my calories from 2,100 to 1,800. And you know what happens when you do that? Then you got to log your food in. Then you have to become aware, conscious. Wake up, girl, because this is your life. It's the only one you got. And if you don't like it and you're in a circumstance that you can't get out, then you got to live with what you got. However, if you want to do better and you have the capacity and the ability to not only learn, but also to, and I know it's polarizing, I know it's challenging for women to talk to women like this, but women have been speaking to women like this since the beginning of time because we hold ourselves accountable and responsible, and we're honest because we love ourselves, we love each other, and we want to see all of us do better. So here, Feminine Spaces, the sanctuary for women 40 plus. who are interested in cultivating and curating and improving their relationship wisdom, their self-mastery, and conscious living through a feminine lens. If you're interested, you're focused, and you're going to accept the challenge to take you on and to read your room, to make it what you want, and focus less on everybody else's room, because everybody else's life is not your life. So when we focus our energy on ourselves, we get to see what needs to be improved and what's great, and go on living our life without the pressure of having to do what everybody else is doing, because it's ridiculous, because nobody else is doing what you think they're doing. So focus on you. I'm going to focus on me. All the things that I learn, I'm going to share with you. So if you want to partake, let's go. Pussily Puss. That's right. I'm back. Let's go.